Alright, this video covers the angle relationships worksheet. We're going to do the first 4 questions, and let's start with number 1. The directions say to find the length of the segment that's indicated and round your answers to the nearest tenth if necessary. So, question 1, we're looking for the segment X here. X is a radius, which is a segment that goes from the center to the edge of the circle. There's another radius that goes from the center over to the edge of the circle here. So the two radiuses, or the two radii, are equal. They have the same length. So this X has to have the same length as the 6.9 plus the 10.1. So let's set up the equation that X is equal to 6.9 plus 10.1. Let's add those two numbers together. 6.9 plus 10.1 is 17. So the answer is X equals 17. In question number 2, we have a radius that goes from the center over to the edge, and that's 17.4. We have another radius that includes the X and the 9.2 added together. So these two radii are equal. The radius here, which is X plus 9.2, has to equal the other radius of 17.4. So that's our equation. X plus 9.2 has to equal 17.4, and then X will be 17.4 minus 9.2, so X is 8.2. Here's question number 3. We're trying to find the segment X, and you'll notice that we can form a triangle that goes from the center over to N, and then from N to M, and M back to the center. That triangle is a right triangle because it has a right angle or a 90-degree angle here. Because this is a right triangle, we can use the Pythagorean theorem, which says that side length A squared plus side length B squared is equal to the hypotenuse C squared. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Side A would be the 8.3. Side B would be 14.4, and the hypotenuse C would be the X. So replacing those numbers into this formula would be 8.3 squared plus 14.4 squared equals X squared. Using your calculator, 8.3 squared is 68.89, 14.4 squared is 207.36, and that's equal to X squared. Now you're adding these two numbers together, so 68.89 plus 207.36 is 276.25. That's equal to X squared. Now we have to undo the square, so we will take the square root of 276.25 to solve for X. So using your calculator, the square root of 276.25 happens to be approximately 16.6, and that's rounded to the nearest tenth. And here's question number 4. We are trying to solve for X. And now this segment right here, that splits this segment in half. So the distance from here to here, which is X, is the same as the distance from here to the other edge of the circle. So from here to here is X. That means this is also X here. Now we can isolate this triangle. It happens to be a right triangle because we have the 90-degree angle again. Therefore, we can use the Pythagorean theorem. Pythagorean theorem says that A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. A is 7.5, B is X, and the hypotenuse C is 17.2. Let's substitute these numbers into the Pythagorean theorem. So 7.5 squared plus X squared is equal to 17.2 squared. Using your calculator, you can find that 7.5 squared is 56.25, plus the x squared is equal to 295.84, and that's from 17.2 squared. So then x squared is equal to 295.84 minus the 56.25, and that's going to give you 239.59. That's equal to x squared. So x would be the square root of 239.59, and that is approximately 15.5 rounded to the nearest tenth. So that's your answer for x.